Hi everyone, um, my name is Carlos Sanmiguel. I'm working currently as a junior researcher in INTA. First of all, most of the people doesn't know that in Spain, apart from the universities, there are several research centers that are still an opportunity for those who want to do a PhD or even those who has finished his PhD and want to do a postdoctoral position or even a permanent position with having let's say, activity related with the teaching. So in Spain, most of the centers are the CSIC, INTA, CIEMAT, and Instituto Salud Carlos III. And the point is that the difference between the university and those places are that in those places there are basic research, but there are mostly many projects which are related with industry partners, and also in the research projects they are usually related to TRR higher with respect to most of the research groups in the university typically. I mean, this is, you cannot never be general at all, but I will say that this is the main point. Good thing about to be in a research center is that sometimes when a company wants to start a new project in a new technology, they look for you as a technological partner. And just to give you an example, recently some of you maybe have read in El País, in the newspapers, that there is going to be built a new facility to testing hydrogen engines that will be typically aircraft engines, turbofans, adapted to be used with hydrogen, and a test bench of these engines made by ITP and Adestinus, that is a startup focusing on hypersonic and supersonic aircrafts, have chosen INTA as a partner to build this facility there. So if you are doing a PhD in a research center, the good thing is that you can mix the part of the basic research, the curiosity, and the opening of the new questions with this other part of more industrial projects or be sometimes in touch with the needs of the industry. And in order to put some examples, I will present some open positions that we have right now. They are not open currently, but we are going to be opening in the I will say in a month or two. And there are very different projects from some of my colleagues. Apart from this, will be a lot more. So I will suggest that if you are interested, check the website, or you can just ask me and I will tell you details. But for example, in this one, that is from my colleague Miguel Angel Gomez, is related with GNS, with GNC, with guidance, navigation, and control. And he is developing hardware and software that is currently applied in real missile and projectiles. So it is not only the part of development, the hardware, the software, but it is also included in real projectiles, and he's doing test fields, and some of these prototypes has been acquired by some partners of the industry that are not only in Spain, but also internationally. So he's currently working in new systems applied for hypersonic vehicles. And as a part of that, he's working in a project which is called HIDEF, which is funded by the European Defense Fund, because as you may know that we are in an international complicated situation with Russia and everything. So there is like a need to develop a new guidance and navigation control system that needs to be up to supersonic and hypersonic velocity, but they also have to be robust until interference or hazards provoked by other people. So he is currently doing some real tests, and he's also been even involved in real missions. So I think that this is like exciting to be how your work is not only in paper or in equation, but also that your algorithms and the hardware that you develop is included in real life projects. So then this topic is related with, as Marco, my colleague, presented before, is more focused in experimental fluid mechanics, that we are building a group there. And topics are focusing on increasing heat transfer processes, but using different types of flow, let's say, for example, sweeping jets or another flow configurations that can be adapted in a passive way, but also using machine learning techniques that allow us to apply active flow control or develop new strategies. Recently, we have submitted a work collaborating with colleagues from KTH in Stockholm and Illinois in the USA regarding to reduce the dimensionality of the information that you acquire with the flow fields into a compact and small latent space to create reduced order models that allow us to try to do model predictive control or another strategies in a low dimensional space, and in order to save computational time or to be more robust. So what I'm saying that is because, as all of my colleagues said before, doing a PhD is also a very good option if you want to be in touch with international partners. It opens the path to establish relations with new research groups that usually are doing research, that are analyzing or studying technologies that are that will be used by most of the companies in the next few years, but still are not. So, for example, as Cayetano said, Cayetano started a PhD 4 years ago relating doing stuff that in the industry was still not applied, but now, 5 years after that, there is a position who requires the skills that Cayetano have developed in these years. And I will say that this is like a strong point, since we are using like studying machine learning techniques that maybe they are not fully understand or fully capable of supporting the industry requirements, but we are doing these steps in order to be able to get to that point. And another project, and the last one that I'm going to present, is related to electronic noise technologies. So here they are developing, and they are already developed very strong hardware and software technologies regarding electronic noise. That, for those of you who didn't know what is electronic noise, these are sensors that try to that acquire by the signals the substance and the elements that are in the air. Why are these an important topic? For example, to detection of explosive detections, or for example, in the space, they are used to detect volatile compounds in order to verify that the atmosphere, the air that you are breathing, are of good quality, there are not contaminations. And in the aerospace industry, for example, to the solid propellants, when you are storing propellants for several times, there are some aging processes that can vary the physical properties and the propulsion properties, and you can use these sensors to evaluate how is the state of the propellants and do like a priori evaluation of the safety of these capabilities. Here there are some also European projects that have been won in order to apply these sensors to detect terrorist hazards, and there will be open positions in order to develop not only the hardware but also the software using, of course, is the trendy topic, artificial intelligence, but also more classical algorithms in order to correlate the signals that you obtain for these sensors to the compounds that you want to identify or to analyze. It has to be said that, for example, it was pretty useful in the COVID pandemic, because just using these sensors, there were like some people who were able to predict or to detect if a person was already with the COVID or not, in a non-intrusive way. And for example, this could be used in the health environments to detect contamination or potential hazards. So with this, I have more or less show you like 3 different topics. There are many more related with the space or with the structures from other colleagues. So I encourage you that if you want to check out what are the options, to visit the website, or you just contact me. We will have opened this position in 1 month, but there will be more in the next years. So feel free to ask.
Also
postdocs? Postdocs, it is something that can be discussed. I mean, currently we didn't have an open postdoc, but as Manuel say, there is like an open path if you want to end it there with a permanent position, and it can be discussed because there are like an equivalent position to the professor, which will be a general researcher as I am, and in order to, if you want to finish like that, what you should do is to identify a potential research group with interests aligned with yours. The good thing is that when I say research group, it can be even like an industrial group in INTA, that they are only doing industrial stuff, but that your skills may help to improve or to complement these skills, and you should contact them, because research groups can apply for these positions, but it is something that has to be done in advance, because the time between you apply for the position and actually the position is published in to be a public examination, it could be like 1 year or 2 years. So it is good that maybe before ending the PhD, when you are in the last stage and you are looking for opportunities, to in that moment contact, or even if you are doing a postdoc with a contract of 1 or 2 years, to explore these kind of opportunities. But there are many projects, and even if it's not a formal postdoc, if you are interested, since there are many industrial projects, funding can be found. So don't hesitate to ask.